everyone. I'm sorry I have to do this in English. Hey, so I'm Eva. I'm the Chief Marketing Officer at Searoutes, and we help shippers and freight forwarders to reduce their carbon footprint of freight. And I'm going to show you how we do this. But before to start, I would like to give you some context. You all know that climate change, and it's a growing concern. And the freight transportation is a very big part of it. The sea, air, and inland transportation account today for 8% of the global CO2 emission. And this won't get any better. The maritime trade volume, we expect them to triple by 2050. So if we keep the business as usual, we expect the freight transportation emission to fourfold by 2050 to reach finally 8 billion tons CO2. This is huge, and we have to take action now for the next generations. So I have a question for you. How green is your logistics? And here I'm going to tell a story of a shipper. They came to us. This is a large shipper, 100,000 TEU per year. And they came to us and they said, how can you help us reduce our CO2 emission from the ocean freight? And actually, there are 3 parameters which have an impact on your CO2 emission on the ocean freight. The first one is the fleet, because all the vessels are different. They have different ages, they have different engine, different sizes as well. The second one, where the shipper can have an impact on their CO2 emission, is the speed. We observed that for a 30% increase on speed, you can impact your CO2 emission of 100%. And the last, but not least, the distances. All the distances vary from A to B when you have to move your cargo, because you have so many services and options. And this is from our web application. This illustrates perfectly what I just said before, because our shipper, to move their goods from Rotterdam to Los Angeles, they will have so many options and services with different carriers and different vessels operating on this. And from a service to another one, your CO2 emission can drop double or triple. So we think at Searoutes that to reduce your CO2 emission, you have to procure better. And this is where we help our shipper. First, we help them to better measure their shipment and their CO2 emission from their previous shipments. We help them identify where are the worst performers per trade lane, per carrier, per region, to improve for the next shipment and reduce their CO2 emission. And the second step is on the tendering phase. We can help them identify for their carrier their CO2 risk profile. And for example, on this one, you can see that the carrier one will have a higher CO2 risk profile, and it should better go with the second one, which has a lower risk profile. So we have developed analytics for our shippers to help them reduce their CO2 emission. And with these services and statistics, we help our shipper to reduce their CO2 emission of 30%. All our services, the tendering and the reporting, and also what you saw on the web app, everything is available via API, so you can easily integrate it in your solution. And the CO2 emission methodology has been accredited by the Smart Freight Center, which is compliant with the GLEC framework. Among our customers, we have shippers, we have big freight forwarder, and we also have carrier. As you can see here, Eva Logistics is one of our customers, and Rocket as well, who is a French shipper. So far, we are a team of 7 people, but we plan to grow and double our team by the end of the year, and to mainly focus on our product to improve it and help the shippers better. So yeah, if you want to improve your CO2 emission and see how we can reduce this together, just come over the booth here, and I'll be happy to answer all your questions. Thank you.
Wunderbar, herzlichen Dank, Eva Cadhilac von searoutes. Dankeschön.